Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Cut It Out, where I chat with indie directors, animators, creatives of all kinds. Today we have Mirandamations, who's made Atlas and the Stars, Jam the Superhero Dog, and yeah, hi, how you doing today?
Good. Thank you for asking. I want to say thank you again for bringing me onto your show. It's really cool to be on the second episode.
Of course. I love your stuff. I do have an opener question, which is very dumb and unrelated to everything. But
Oh
Miranda,
no.
would you rather have
Oh no.
have your head the size of a tennis ball or the size of a watermelon? And why?
That's actually I've never heard something like that before. Let me think.
Yeah,
I feel like a tennis ball. Well, I don't know because watermelon more people could see you. But I was gonna say like if I had a head the size of a watermelon, I'd bump into everything.
true.
But tennis ball is like just there. Um, I'll go with watermelon.
Watermelon.
Just be out there. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I was thinking
Final answer.
tennis ball for me because, first of all, if you're needing to hide for something, no one's gonna see me,
Mhm.
right?
True. But what about your body? Wouldn't that be in the way? Unless you're ducking down, I
I'll
guess.
wear
I don't know.
camo.
Yeah.
My only concern is if a dog sees me and then
Oh
assumes
yeah,
that my
then
head
you're
is a
cooked.
tennis ball. Thank you for answering that very serious question.
Yeah.
Everyone had to know. Um,
Great question. Great first question.
yeah. To move on to about you and your productions and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
Before the first episode of Atlas and the Stars, like with goggles and a shortcut, the art style changed a lot between the animations. Can we expect to
Yes, it
see it
did.
change again?
No, I would say not really because I think I found my style after the first episode.
Mhm.
I was still kind of learning, and at the beginning of the first episode, you can kind of see that the style is a lot rounder in the beginning, and then you watch more of the episode, and their faces get sharper and the lines get sharper.
Yeah.
And I think I just kind of discovered during the production of episode one that I was like, yeah, I kind of do really dig the sharpness of my style, and I've been sticking with that ever since. Like I've started production on episode two, and I watched the beginning part, like the parts that I've animated all the way back last year at the very beginning,
Mhm.
and I could compare them to now, and they basically look the same. So there's no big issues of the style jumping anymore. I think this is the style that's here to stay.
Yeah, and it's, I can assume, easier for animation because there was so much little
Mhm.
details in the older ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you made animation memes and stuff like that with Atlas, and you can see even the designs changing you were talking about. So
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Do you still animate in the older style just for fun, or is it that's behind me? I'm changed now. It's a new era.
It's weird because like I mean I could try it, but to try to like draw in my older style by memory is kind of like a very difficult task. I could replicate my current style easily, not just because it's my current style, but
Yeah.
the shapes are a lot easier to remember. Like there's like you can even see on her plush, she's got like little shapes here. It's just like a few shapes, but on the older designs, when I was drawing hair, I was drawing like every individual strand. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was not good. Especially for animation purposes, that was not ideal. So
Hmm.
if I had a bunch of references up, I could try to draw my older style. I've never really thought to try that, but that'd be a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So
Did you go to art school for learning shapes of ease of animation, or was it just all throughout your life you've been
uh,
drawing?
I've all throughout my life I've been drawing. I didn't go to any sort of school for animation or anything. I
Wow.
did attend a 3D course for like a week, but I kind of fell out of 3D. It's not really what I wanted to do, and
Hmm.
I've just been really all the things that I do right now is just self-taught, like music, art, writing. I've just been learning as I go, and
Yeah.
just improving and improving each time I do it.
Speaking of that, different types of art you've done, I was scrolling back and so I used to do clay as well. Do you still do that? Like clay?
Oh, oh, I forgot I did that. No, I don't do that anymore. But I mean, I guess I wouldn't hurt to try. Like, it's just complicated, all that like
It
tediousness,
is. It
and they
is.
fall apart in the oven all the
They
time. It's
do. I used to do that as well, but I'd use the air dry clay. I was too scared of anything else.
yeah, I would wait. My patience for air dry was not existing. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I needed that done right there and then because I wanted to get to painting like that. I was really big on clay when I was a kid though. Like my grandparents, they would always just buy me clay and they would encourage like all my little arts and crafts stuff, and I was just big on like the traditional stuff when I was
Mhm.
younger. So I did a lot of clay work when I was young. I think I had like this one idea when I was like really little. I wanted to make like a life-size horse that I could ride in my driveway, and
Wow. Out of clay?
I took yeah, I took the entire tub of clay. I sculpted the body, and that was it. I was like, yeah, it's way too
Didn't
much
work.
work.
This is still a
No.
task, maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe I can make a clay horse one day. Not now, but one day.
So, horses you liked growing up, but
Mhm.
also, when I watch your animations, as a past member of this fandom, I have to ask, were you
Oh
ever a
no.
Warrior Cats kid?
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I was in love with those books.
Yes.
I think I found them in fourth grade, and um, I just would read those things in like a day. Like my mom would take me to Barnes and Noble, and I just keep on like buying, buying, buying.
Totally. Yes.
I just
Yes.
read through them. I would like instead of being on my phone when I was in restaurants, I was literally there reading Warrior Cats in restaurants. My face wasn't buried in my phone; it was buried in Warrior Cats.
That's the way it's supposed to be. I feel like it's like a mandatory part of growing up. I
Yes.
could just tell because some of the times you draw like the mouth and then like the eyes, I'm like, I don't see any Warrior Cats things on your profile, but I know what you I know I know
I
you
know
are.
what you are.
I know what you
Yeah.
are. Don't hide it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I actually got one of the newer comic books that they released because I thought the art style
Yes.
was really pretty. So like to this day, I still vibe with Warrior Cats, and
Mhm.
especially all the artists. Like they are inspirations. They are crazy with their talent.
Yes.
All the fan animations.
Do you have
Mm,
specific inspirations for like your art style atlas jam?
Um, Let me think. I gotta think for a moment. I know that Trolls, like the DreamWorks movie,
Mm.
like heavily influenced my style at a point, and I think you can definitely see a lot of the little traits from that style era still in my current style to this day. Like, I think the biggest thing was like the little rounded teeth style. I loved that so much, and it was like uneven teeth too, and I kind of
Yeah.
tried that out for a while. But I think Equinox they have rounded teeth now, and Jam as well. He's got like the rounded teeth, so it does still kind of stick. Let me think what else. Trolls is the big one that's coming to mind. I'm blanking, but yeah. Oh, No Man's Sky. That the
Yes.
colors even like before Atlas, I think No Man's Sky influenced my style a lot because I was like, wow, this game is pretty. I love what they're doing with the whole cartoony alien environments. Like I like that, and the designs of like the little alien creatures. I think that was a big influence to my designing process as well. Like
Yeah.
my creature designs.
And you've been playing Atlas with there's two people I'm blanking. You've been playing Atlas.
Liv Smith.
Yes, Liv Smith and
Yeah.
Kai. Was it Kai as well?
Oh no, it's just Liv. She
Okay.
voices Atmosphere.
Yes. How has that been? You've been
Yeah.
playing the game. Have you beat it before, or was this your first time running through it fully?
I did beat it in the past when I first got it, but it's been so long since I first played it that playing it again like recently was like a whole new
Yeah.
experience, and we like the amount of things that we had to figure out and then we just figured out at the end of our little streaming series was
Yeah.
crazy. Uh
When
I was like,
replaying
how did
it,
I not remember this?
did you ever see more stuff? You're like, oh, I want to put this in one of my series. Oh, this is a cool idea. Or can you not say
Yes.
yet? What little
um
inspirations?
again with the creature designs, there was so many cool little critters. I think I got a little guy named Planty, and I was like, he was made out of plants, and the way that it
Yes.
was done was just like so cool. I was like, wow, I need to implement this for future designs somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so cool. In the indie space, do you have any inspirations even? Like any shows you've been watching that you like?
Yeah, I have quite a few actually. I think the biggest one that I can name off the top of my head is Gellum Tito with The Stolen Hope. Um,
Mhm. Yeah.
And then there's also Dragon's Blood by Fluffy Ginger. There are these little cat shows on YouTube, and they have quite a few episodes. Like it's pretty surprising, and they're pretty small teams as well. So it's
Yeah.
like, wow. I just really like that about them. With current indie though, I have been liking Zipped Up. That's a newer one,
Yeah.
and Lumi and the Great Big Galaxy. That I think that's my top favorite. I will always love
Yes.
that one.
There's a lot of indie pilots right now that are very like focused on space,
Mhm.
stars. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah,
Um
I mean, I can never complain with too much sci-fi. It's a
yeah,
great genre.
totally.
Mm.
Um Seeing on like one person teams. You are pretty much a one person team aside from voices. Um
Yeah.
when you were making Atlas in the Stars, did you ever consider voicing it as well? Or was it always in your
No.
head to like, I need a voice actor?
Yeah, that I can't do voice acting, and I've never even like done anything that would require voice acting, I guess, on my end. I mean,
Mm.
I guess I recorded myself when I was like younger. I do like those littlest pet shop videos, you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yes.
But
Yes.
outside of that, I never had any training. I don't know what to do. It's just not really my thing, I guess.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get voice actors for this. I'm not really gonna do any of that. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Would you ever think of doing like a little cameo in an episode hidden in the back somewhere? Or has that happened?
I did think about doing that, like a little self insert, but
Mhm.
it hasn't happened yet. But maybe
But
it's not off the
maybe.
table.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little one liner. I don't have to do anything crazy. I just be like, "Hi guys."
Hi guys, just a rotoscope version of you. Hi guys, it's me, Mirandamations.
Completely rotoscope, just me.
Yeah, yeah,
That's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
Atlas and Jam, do you have a favorite and a least favorite to animate?
yes. With Jam, it's been a while since I've really animated anything on that, so I can't say for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I always do have fun animating Jam, and then Sir Meow Meow is like the villain of the series.
Yes.
And he has very limited colors, so I think I'm gonna end up liking him more
Yeah.
probably. With Atlas though, Nebula is my absolute favorite to animate. I'm always saying this
Love
because
Nebula.
she has these simple shapes. She's so expressive with her face and everything. So like when she's angry, I can just like push and push and push those expressions to just I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Least favorite. It's hard to say like least favorite because I love them all,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I've said before that atmosphere and quasar have been a problem for me at times.
I can
Number
imagine.
one because atmosphere has every single color of the rainbow in his design. Like it doesn't look like it, but they're all there. So when I'm animating him, I have to focus on getting all of those colors. It's just a lot of colors to focus on.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Quasar, he's got like these cape physics, and I guess Equinox's hair is pretty long and has that physics thing too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a little tedious, but I get through it. I
Yeah.
still love these characters to death.
Yeah. They all look so good. The coloring.
Thank you.
What's your favorite part in
Yeah.
animation to do? Is it coloring? Is it line art, rough, storyboards?
Ooh, I guess it depends on the day, but overall, I think I like in betweening and coloring the most.
Mm.
Mainly because I can shut off my brain and like put on my other monitor like Let's Plays and stuff, and that's when I can just
Yes.
really vibe and do what I'm doing and enjoy whatever's on the other screen.
Mm-hmm.
With stuff like lip sync, I can't really watch anything or like have anything else going on because I have to focus on
Yeah.
the
You
mouth
have to hear
movements and
them.
shapes. hmm so it's like that's one of the I put lip sync all the way at the least favorite part.
Yeah, I can imagine for every
Mhm.
animator, probably. I know a lot
Yeah.
use like preset mouth movements, and they just have a scroll wheel that they use when animating. Um,
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
yeah,
I'm just stubborn, so
yeah. Um, you also have you're saying let's play, but you also have playlists, right, of like music for each character. And
On Spotify, I believe I have little character playlists.
do you ever listen to like music and then get inspired with ideas through that?
Absolutely. Music is like a huge part of my inspiration process too. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's been I think all of the pieces that I've made for Alice in the Stars have had some song attached to it. Let me think. Like with one of the pieces, it's like atmosphere and atmosphere. I think I can grab the little Right here. Yeah. This one was like Sky Full of Stars by
Love
Coldplay.
that. Yes, I love that song
Yeah.
too. Oh, that's so
Yeah, I was
cool.
like, there's just like so many that I can name. I probably won't do that though, to spare time and stuff. But
Yeah.
you get the idea.
Do you have like all your little trinkets around your desk? You have like Atlas there. Do you have there's pins, stickers? Do you have those near you?
Kind of. I do have an entire shelf. I brought her down from the shelf just to have her in the camera,
I
just to be
love
there.
that.
Yeah, I have like an Atlas shelf, and I've got stuff that I've gotten from friends and fans. I've got plushies that I've had made. There's a little light board box that says Atlas and the Stars, and
That's
I got
so
like
cool.
posters over there. Yeah, I have little things.
Is this where you animate as well, or is this like a separate area?
Yep.
Oh, so you're in the
Nope,
zone. That is so
this where it's
cool.
done. Yeah. It's you can't really get the full idea, but I've got like 2 monitors, big computer. I've got a board right here. It's like a little IKEA pegboard, and I got all my stuff, my sticky notes and whatever to-do lists all tacked on there,
Lots
and
of
my
fun.
binder full of Atlas.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pick this up. I don't know if I can. Try it. This bad boy, it
Wow.
says Atlas and the Stars, but you can't really see. It's like pretty thick.
So do you write in there, or is that storyboards on paper? What's in the binder? Can you say?
I can say, but I can't show.
Mhm.
There is a lot of mixture of things. So I've got basically everything, and I'm a big like note taker, like traditional wise. Like I like taking notes and drawing things out when I'm doing production. So this I can show. This is what I'm currently working on for episode 2. I'm like, these are all the little shots that I have to do, and this is what I'm focusing on right now. So I mark them off as I go. I've got someone on the back as well. And then I've got like my progress logs where I write down my progress that I do every day.
That is so cool.
And I have the full scripts printed in that binder. I have all the sticky notes I've ever taken. I just stick them in there for memory's sakes. And a lot of just writing that I've done and artwork and everything. I guess I have the turnaround sheets printed. I've got everything I could ever ask for in that binder.
The binder of never-ending Atlas and the Stars.
The infinite Atlas binder.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have fan stuff in your room. Are you involved with the fandom a lot? Like, do you listen to theories? Do you have any favorites, even if it's not true? Like, just theories that you like hearing?
Let me think. It's been a while since people have like made theories, I think. I do have like a Discord server where I'm pretty active. Well, I say pretty active, but I'm not really typing in there. I just look
lurking
and moderate because it's my server, so I have to. But I've seen some pretty cool theories, and I've seen some theories that were like a little spot on, and I was like, but I couldn't really. I was like, it's a little close, isn't it? I'm like, these people are gonna screenshot these messages when they
when they're right stuff. And they're like, I knew it. No one believed me, but I knew it. I love that. On Jam, the superhero dog, I do want to talk a little bit on that. You said you haven't drawn him in a while, but do you plan to continue the series after episode 2 or after Atlas and the Stars 8 episodes?
Question. I mean, I did draw him recently. I just haven't animated him recently. I've been rewriting the entire story, so I'm just like starting back at square one and just going from there. Right now, I've been working on getting the characters all solidified, so I've been working on their designs, and I'm kind of making my way to a point where I'm liking the designs, but I still got a bit of a ways to go, I think. But it's very early stages. I do plan on doing something with it eventually. It's just hard to say what or when. Animated series would be ideal. Definitely less ambitious than Atlas. I don't think I'll ever do anything as long as Atlas again. I'm thinking maybe like 5-7 minute episodes, maybe even less, depending on how it's written out. But I just want it to be a little fun series. We'll see.
Yeah. I did go back like very far, and will we ever see Captain Cloud and Noodle in Jam, the superhero dog?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. That's the thing. They're kind of at risk of being changed in the story now. Um, I know Noodle is like a completely different character now.
Oh,
Noodle
wow.
was like a bull terrier,
Hmm.
but I've switched the entire animal. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm like thinking maybe a little tiny animal would work for the hero of strength. It'd be a little more comedic than some big
Yes.
animal being the hero of
Yeah.
strength. So I was like, what if it's just some tiny little critter that just has this amazing, strong superpower,
Yeah.
can destroy everything?
I love that. I
uh,
love that.
yeah, that's my thought process with Noodle. But
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I hope so.
I was pretty big on Noodle and Cloud back in the days. If not
Yes.
Noodle, somebody else. Somebody else. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at
Yeah.
them and I'm like, this gives off like police vibes when I see them.
Yeah. uh,
A lot of your old designs and current ones, you have stars right near their neck. Is that like a trademark you have, like a watermark almost, or just like a I love drawing stars?
I do kind of have a method to it a little bit. Like Atlas, she's got the star, but
Mhm.
Atmosphere has like a triangle. Oops, sorry, my mic. Quasar, his isn't near his neck. It's like on his little armor thing. It's like a. I don't think I have like a thing I can show off, but it's like a. That doesn't help.
Yeah, yeah, you
It's a
know.
different shaped star. It's like a triangle star almost, but not. It's not a like that.
Mhm.
But um because they have like different roles and stuff, I was kind of going for that. And Atlas is like pilot, Atmosphere, he worked at the space station, so they've got like different symbols. There was gonna be something in the past that got kind of written out where they were gonna have like very specific symbols that related to their jobs and stuff, but I
Mhm.
kind of phased that out and just was like, they'll just make them simple. They'll have whatever.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Jam has one too. Does
Oh
that mean
yeah.
he shares a role with Atlas at all, or is there just like main character star?
Main character star. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
He has a star because he lives in a city called Star City.
Yes,
Lots of
yeah.
star stuff. I like stars.
You
I'm
do like stars,
wearing a
yeah.
star right now.
I love that.
um, yeah. I might change the name of the city though. I don't want to have too much going on with that. So,
Mhm.
but that's what that was the lore in the past. So that's why he has a star,
As a
and he's
star
in the Star
lover,
Squad. Yeah.
as a star lover, you totally got to get those there's like little plastic glow in the dark stars you can put on your ceiling. That would be so good for your setup right now.
uh, it would.
Um
I've been told that too. I think I need to get on that.
you do. You definitely do. Um
Yeah.
are there any there is a hidden Easter egg where it reverts to the old style in Atlas when they're in the ship. Is there any more that people just haven't caught? You don't have to say what they are, but is there some that people have not caught on to?
Episode one, really, it wasn't really an Easter egg or anything. It was more symbolism, I guess.
Mhm.
I haven't seen this really pointed out, but when Quasar opens up his little mind room and it first like transitions to his home, you can see there's like three flowers and it's like supposed to represent him, his wife,
Oh.
and his kid.
Oh, that's
And
so
I
sad.
yeah, I kind of put that in there.
I love that. It's sad. I love it though.
Yes. That's
Will
what I thought people would point it out more, but I think I've seen maybe one person and that was it.
oh, that's speaking of like sad in Atlas and even in Jam too. Um, will there be more sad storylines? Will there be like a lot of emotional scenes coming up? Or do you just want to be like, we're having fun for the rest? No fighting, no crying.
Be the ideal situation with um no, there's definitely going to be moments.
Mhm.
I can say that for certain right now. In probably both series, but definitely Atlas more cuz it's more geared towards the angst part of that.
Yeah, yeah. People live for the angst.
I've even got stuff in Atlas that makes me like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine. Yeah, just writing it and reading it out. You got to be listening to like sad music, everything.
My sad angst
Yeah.
playlist, yes. uh,
will you ever bring back Compass as a cameo in Atlas and the Stars?
As a cameo little Easter egg, maybe, but that's pushing it because I don't really want to imply the existence of robot people. I don't know why. I don't think they would really fit. I mean, they probably would, but that's just like it doesn't really fit the vibe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Compass was a good character for a little bit, and then he wasn't. So
He was good while he lasted.
Yeah, while he lasted. Maybe he'll get a cameo of something else. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, fun. Yeah, his design was super fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That's kind of not a lot of people might know about him because he was in your new video. But was he inspired by anything? He's like a drone-looking guy. I'll add a picture of him. What inspired him? Was it just out of nowhere, or did you have like I like that. I'm gonna take that.
I was inspired by No Man's Sky because they have like the robot people. I think they're called the Korvax, and I kind of wanted to go with that because when I started playing No Man's Sky, the idea of Atlas came because I was like, man, I want a space character. And then after I made Atlas and I was still playing the game, like I was still deeply obsessed with the game. I was playing it like every day.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like imagining that the player character that I was just like Atlas. So I guess that kind of that kind of helped the inspiration there.
Would you ever think of making like an Atlas in the Stars game if you ever had the opportunity?
Ooh. You see, the thing is, I know nothing about games.
Yeah.
They're really cool. That is a great idea. Like, I would play an Atlas game, like, every day. I would play that so much. But I think that's a little bit out of my comfort zone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's one of the hobbies that I would be interested in picking up that much. Yeah. It's just one of those things. I don't know. It's so tedious and lots of numbers, and I hate math.
Yes,
so.
Yeah, me too. It's like it's a cool idea if it could just spawn into existence right now.
Yeah, if it was just I could pull it out of my head, then that would be perfect. But unfortunately, that can't happen.
If only we could just do that.
Yeah, you
know. Of course, like as a one-person team, you're like super involved in your episodes. Have you ever had any criticisms you've received that have really stuck with you?
Yeah, I've received quite a few for episode 1, and I did take them all to heart because I do like getting criticisms. Like, yeah, it's kind of like dang at first, but it's like once you get them and you start implementing them into your work, you can kind of see like, oh yeah, this is better. So I think one of the big ones with episode 1 was that I was focusing on show don't tell. Like I was doing that or not doing that actually. I was telling and not showing. So I've been kind of keeping that in mind for my future writing. Make sure that I'm not what's the word? Things leave my brain.
Yeah,
but I don't want to over-explain things. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that none of the characters' dialogue is too like out there. So that was one of the main things I wanted to focus on.
And recently, you made a very open post about like the struggles behind the scenes with like production of episode 2. It was only a few days ago, but since then, have you found any like advice or ways to help overcome burnout or stress?
No, but I have been taking a break.
Yes.
That is the one way to solve burnout. Take a break, step back, stop forcing yourself to do stuff. It's not gonna work. You gotta step back and then come back to it with fresh eyes. I'm currently just waiting out until like I'm like avoiding the project right now. So when I have that feeling of hey, I don't mind working, or hey, I want to get back into this, I'll get back into it. But until I have that feeling, I'm not going to really do anything. And I have a lot of stuff to focus on right now, so it's kind of working out. Yeah, I don't need more on my plate, so I guess it's good that Atlas is like being pushed to the back burner right now.
Did you immediately take a break after episode 1, or was it on to episode 2 right away? Have you is this your first break?
No. With episode 1, as soon as I finished it, because I was crunching myself really bad with episode 1 at the end. So after episode 1 was out there and done and like posted, I was just like, I'm taking a break. And then I just played video games and relaxed for like, I want to say like a month. before I got
Nice.
back into things. I mean, I did start drawing the characters again because it's like I can't stop myself. So, but it wasn't any animation work or episode work. I was just like drawing like the little things.
Yes, we love
So it
that.
was a nice little break period. Yeah, and I actually kind of found my style a little bit more when I did these pieces, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Um and you do have a con coming up soon, and you were
Hmm.
posting about that as well. Did you ever go to
uh,
cons before Atlas and the Stars, or is this like, have you just started doing these?
tabling at conventions, no. I my friend, we had gone to a convention like before Atlas was posted, but it was in like the same month. And they were
Mhm.
like, "Hey, you should table at one of these." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
really think people would buy anything." And then I posted the episode, and it got like numbers, and I was like, "Okay, maybe I should."
Maybe
So,
I should.
I jumped on that. And last year was my first time tabling at a convention, and then this will be my second time ever as well this year.
Awesome. Are you excited? Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, but that's always gonna happen. But
Mm.
I'm very excited because there's gonna be a huge indie crowd this time because all of like the Has Been and Hell of a Cast are gonna be there.
Yes.
So they weren't there last time, but I think that that'll bring like a huge people or huge crowd of people that are they know indie because they know these projects. So I think that's a good for me, and I can
Yeah.
probably market to these people better.
Yeah. Have you chatted with other indie directors after making Atlas? Had any reach out and it's like, oh my god, hi, I like your stuff too. I like it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I've had that happen a lot, and I always love getting those DMs. I'm too scared always to reach out first. I need to stop doing that. I need to,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to reach out first. But I've had a lot of people reach out and kind of like form connections, which is pretty neat, and I'm really glad. And I've met new people because of that and got new connections and stuff. And it's really cool kind of being invited into their spaces because
Yeah.
before I wasn't really in the indie scene. Like I didn't know what was going on, but I'm in these like servers and stuff, and I can see these people with their projects, and it's like a cool little behind the scenes look stuff. You
Mhm.
know, it's like it's just cool to be there and see what's going on and how these people do their things, and I'll post about my things and show how I do my things, and just keep that going.
I love that. I love that there's a space for that as well. Um,
Yeah.
with fans and like going to conventions and fan mail and stuff like that. Do you have any fan interactions that have really stuck with you? Ones that like you loved, or like you saw someone wearing merch that you didn't even know?
Um, there was this one person that had come up to my table. I think they were one of the first customers that I got last year at the convention. And they handed me like this drawing that they made of Quasar, and they were like,
Oh,
"Hey, this is for you." And I was like, "Oh my
that is
gosh!"
so awesome.
I have it. I don't want to get up because it's all the
Yeah,
way
you
taped
don't
to the
have
wall
to,
too.
but they know who they are if they
um,
see this.
yeah, you know who you are. You gave me a Quasar fiction. It is wonderful, and I love it. That was one of the highlights of that convention for me. I was just like, oh, that is so cool. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any people you want to meet, like any people you're a fan of that you're like, oh, I hope I meet you. I want to give you fan art of your character.
So many. I would love to meet just all of the people that I'm following on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
They seem to all go to MomoCon, which is in Georgia, but I
Yes.
can't go. So I'm like, oh, they're all there, and I'm up here.
Oh, yeah, there's so
One
many people
day,
at MomoCon right now. I'm seeing it everywhere.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody is at MomoCon right now. Um, yeah, it'd just be cool to have more things like that where those groups of indie are there. It'd be nice to have them here, but it's kind of like a nowhere state, so I get it.
Hmm. Yeah. That is all the questions I have. So now we'll quickly do the fan questions that we got on Twitter. 1 second. Yeah, it does subtle plug Mirandamations on Twitter and
Yeah,
cut it out _series on Twitter as well. If you want to
follow,
ask
follow.
questions, yeah, ask questions down the line. Okay. Miranda, from Christian Zamet, what is the name of every species shown in the show?
Not that many right now that I can that I can talk about.
Mhm.
We've got atmosphere species, which is Prosolone. Atlas is a human. Equinox's species is the Rivalax. Nebula and Cosmo are Capion, and that's it for now. Can't talk about the others.
Awesome.
And, yeah.
How did you name those? Or is it just like off the top of your head, like, I know what you are?
I think I'd use like a little name generator, but then after getting like a list of like the things that I liked, I kind of like started mashing them together.
Oh, yeah.
And like, yeah, kind of like writing down the ones that I made that I liked and kind of just went from there. So a bunch of nothing words really, but that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Lars, do you have any advice for character design or species naming like you just said?
Species naming, even just naming in general, like naming things, I always like get like a note, or I start researching names that I like and themes that I like, so I write them all down and then I start writing names based off that. And then I look at the list of names and I start like kind of refining from there. So it's just like a process of figuring out what you like, moving on to the next phase, revising it, and then coming up with a name that you like.
Awesome.
And then character designing, I always recommend just studying shape language. That has helped me tremendously with designing my characters and making them memorable and just stand out like that. But study design traits that you like, experiment, study and stuff. I think I already said that, but yeah.
Study, yeah.
study, but it is true. Study. Yeah, just keep trial and erroring, basically.
Yeah. That made me think, would you ever think of doing like going to school later again for animation, or is it like I'm still figuring this out, I got it?
I don't think I would ever go to school for animation. If I did go to school, it would be for something else, like maybe like film work or something. Yeah, I would try to like branch out, I guess.
Would you ever want to make like live action kind of stuff, or is it?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I would need all that studying and schooling for that. I don't think it's really. I think I'm focusing on animation for now. But
yeah.
I guess if the future ever calls for it, I wouldn't mind it.
That's so cool. What sparked your ideas to become an animator, and how did you keep that motivation up for all these years?
Like, how did I know that I wanted to become an animator?
Yes, from Flip and Floppa. Sorry.
I saw like all of these Warrior Cat maps when I was a kid. These little collab projects where these people would just animate like the parts of the video, and it was usually all just like younger people and kids and stuff. So I just saw those and they were great. They were like so cool looking, and I was like, wow, I want to do this. If these people can do this, I can do it too, I guess. So I started learning how to do animation. I think I downloaded Flash back at the time, and I just started pressing buttons, and I didn't like it, so I automatically moved to Fire Alpaca, which is where I stayed for like the remainder of my years.
Yeah.
I just kept going, and at first it was like these little choppy slideshow looking things, but I started kind of figuring out my process from there, and I got them moving and looking better, and now I'm here. So that was my main inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god. I still watch those to this day.
Yeah. Did you ever actually get to join one of them after all that learning?
Yeah, I was in quite a few. Not like a ton of Warrior ones per se, but I did join a lot of multi-animator projects, for other things, or just OCs mainly.
I used to be on Scratch Mit Eju, if you ever use that site, and I remember seeing like all the animations people would make, and it was I missed it. I haven't seen any in a while, but I'm definitely gonna go rewatch them after because they're so good.
I definitely recommend that. And they're still coming to this day, and so it's pretty cool to see like it's still thriving. The Warrior Cats community is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. That inspired me a lot, and just seeing all those animators and how they did it, and I just started doing it too.
I love it. Yeah, it's surprising that Jam is a dog, not a cat.
I know, especially since I'm a cat person. I don't know what happened there.
Wow.
I mean, I guess Sir Meow Meow's a cat, so I had to like flip
it's true.
the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the hardest and most enjoyable parts of the process of making an indie animated show all by yourself from Morgan VA?
Ooh. Well, it's a great process where it's like in the sense that it's like a great journey, I would say. And I do enjoy like animating, don't get me wrong, but um I've made so many connections, I've had so many experiences, I've got to do so many things because of this project, and I think no matter what happens, I will never regret like doing this. Like I
Yeah.
think I will always just cherish my project and what I like got done. I mean, that makes it sound like I'm not going to do anything more with it, but no, I'm kind of in like a grim state because of the burnout, so don't mind that. But
Yeah.
burnout is one of the downsides of the projects. No matter what you're doing, whether it's animation or just anything really,
Yeah.
you are going to run out into burnout, and it's going to suck. And you're going to think it's the end of the world if you're like, oh, I want to give up. But you just really got to learn to take a step back and reassess your project and kind of like just rest. And then you'll return to it with fresh eyes and you'll feel a lot better. But it does get hard at points, and I think that is the main downside, but it's also like the good outweighs the bad. So
Yeah.
um just everything about this project, everything I've gotten to experience, people I've met, and things I've gotten to do, it's just I wouldn't trade it for the world at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And a question that popped in my mind. You do the music as well for Atlas, and then all of that. When you got burnout, does that include music, or do you make music on the side for fun? Is it strictly for Atlas? Blah.
I mean, oh, let me think. I gotta figure out how to word this. When I get burnt out with animation, I can switch over to music. Like that's one of my outlets that I go to when I can't do art. So I kind of move to music and start experimenting with that. I have made like songs that aren't related to Atlas. Like I like messing around in the program and making my own things. They aren't really out there, so I can't really point you guys to anything. But um, with Atlas too, like sometimes I'll like, okay, I can't do this. I'll go try to work on stuff for the Atlas soundtrack, and it is a good outlet because it's like I'm not putting, well, I am putting a lot of brain power into that, but it's like different because it's like I don't know, it's just a whole different medium, so I don't really feel the animation burnout when I'm doing music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Atlas in the Stars is also, it's only on YouTube at the moment, right?
Hmm.
Have you
Yes.
ever thought of, this interview is going to Newgrounds as well, so I gotta ask for the community, do you ever plan on posting it to Newgrounds as well?
I've never had experience with Newgrounds. I'm so sorry, guys. I have no idea what's going on over there or what it really is. I mean, I could look into it if it's like a good platform, but no promises yet
Yeah,
because I don't really know. But for sure, it is going to stay as like a YouTube program animation for now.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Newgrounds, because it's just another place to like post your animations and get out there. It's like full of animators, lots of cool ones there too.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have to check that out then.
Yeah, it used to be a scarier site, but now it's like a
Yeah,
anti
that's what
yeah.
I'm imagining.
Yeah.
The scary. I'm thinking of the scary right now. That's all I've heard.
It's not scary anymore, and they have like anti AI everything, which is awesome,
Oh,
especially
okay,
now.
cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Stellar Revolution would like to know, how do you stay motivated to keep creating such a huge project?
A lot of my organization process helps with that. So, like I mentioned this before, but I do keep a progress log where
Yeah.
I kind of write down everything that I do every day. This was in April, so yeah. But it's like multiple pages long. Like,
Yeah.
um, I'm just writing everything that I do, and then I have these little checklists to kind of keep me on track. When I can see my progress in front of me, like the percentages and like shots that are done and not done, it's a lot easier on me to not give up because before I figured out my organization process thing, I would animate something and I would jump into it and I would get into the middle of it and want to give up because I didn't know what to do because it just felt like I was animating and it was getting nowhere, but that wasn't the case because I wasn't really keeping track of those percentages and stuff. So now that I'm doing that, it's a lot easier to see, okay, I'm this far, I'm getting this far by completing this shot. And it's just like a lot of those percentages just help me a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, keeping just everything written down on track. I have goals too, so I write down my goals that I want to try to get done in a month, so I can check those off as I go.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of keeping myself in track, but also not to the point where I get burnout. And when I do get burnout, I step back, reassess, and chill out, and then I'll come back to it later.
Yeah. Do you ever plan on mixing media a bit inside Atlas and the Stars, like adding 3D stuff, adding, like, just mixed in different kinds of animation, or is it strictly 2D?
I thought about it. I'm not entirely sure yet. If it calls for it, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that. Like, I know that there's some things where there'll be like a sequence in a show where like it'll have like a bunch of different styles, and maybe I could try something for that, but nothing's for sure yet, because also that's like a tedious process that I'd have to figure out.
Yeah.
But I'm not against it, so
Very exciting.
it's always on the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
After you're done building a life-sized clay horse, then we can.
Yeah, my clay horse. I'm busy.
Yeah, this is a good break opportunity, is to go and finish what you've thought of. You know?
Yeah, I'll be riding down the street in my clay horse, being like, guys, I did it.
I believe in
my
you.
My new business endeavor.
Yeah, selling them. That'll be awesome. I know lots of people who are currently looking for a life-size clay horse to ride around.
Yeah, lucky for you.
Booming industry.
I'm in the market for the clay horses.
There's one final question, which is from Golden Glitch, which is more of an Atlas in the Stars question, but have you ever heard of an indie animated series called The Earth Guy?
I've definitely heard of it. I have not watched it. I'm sorry. I need to get on that. I'm really bad with like putting things on my watch list and like not watching them. But I have seen somebody draw a fan art of the main character with Atlas, so that was pretty neat. I do need to watch that though, so I'll definitely kind of move that up in my priorities.
Me too, actually. That was the first time I've heard of it, so I was like searching, and yeah, it takes place in space as well. There's never enough space pilots.
I do love sci-fi.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you again so much for coming on here. I've been like, I love your stuff. I've been like watching from the sides. So much fun. Do you have anything you want to like plug really quick where it's like follow this or be ready for this?
Just say words. Follow my YouTube, because that's where all the Atlas happens. If you do want to see like the little things, you don't want to wait so long for like the big episodes and videos, follow my Twitter and Instagram. That's where a lot of my smaller posts happen, and you can keep up with the progress. And then also Patreon is a great way to support the series. Sorry for promoting it if it's not allowed or anything.
No, definitely Patreon. I was gonna say, like, please promote your Patreon as well. I'll link that.
Patreon, you can see so much of what I'm doing with episode 2. Like, I post every little behind the scenes thing for that. You can see the concept art, GIFs, just whip animation. You can see my complete progress thing of like the percentages that I have done and what I'm aiming to get done in the month that I post that. So I update my Patreon monthly with those little updates. So that's like a great way to kind of like support me, and then also get stuff while supporting, like get rewards for that, you know what I mean? Like,
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure having you. We can't wait for everything that's going to come in the future. And a clay horse. Yeah,
and a clay horse. That is my priority.
That is.
I want to say thank you so much for having me on. It was a blast to get to talk to you.
Of course.
This was really fun. And I had a lot of fun talking about Atlas.
For sure. This is your 4th interview now, right? I was trying to watch the other ones. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, well, definitely more to come, I'm sure.
Yes.
Have an amazing day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.